1.45 for the Aces starter. So.
Yeah, he's good. They have like 4 dudes.
filling in for Gibson Hurt on the nuts and bolts. Gibson taking a well-deserved off day. Quincy, we're all set for game 1 of a 7-inning doubleheader. The Big Train will be the road team in this game. And Aces starter Mason Christopher and Big Train starter Michael Deviney will have their hands full dealing with these red-hot offenses. What do they need to do?
I think the key, Eliav, is first pitch strikes. You can't be messing around walking guys when these lineups are as hot as they are. These teams are they're going to get their hits, especially on a hot day like today. Free passes are one thing that can absolutely kill an outing. Both these guys have to limit the walks.
Mason Christopher, the tall lefty, will be on the mound first. He has appeared in 3 games, started 1. He's got 12 1/3 innings pitched, just 2 earned runs, good for a 1.45 ERA, which is top 5 in the Cal Ripken League. He's allowing a batting average against of just 205. He will take on a lineup of the Big Train that has been dominant. Alex Peltier leads off, plays center. Brennan Wright at second. He bats second as well. John Martinez playing short, hitting third like usual. Gonzalez the cleanup. Peyton Steele in right. Logan Panett hitting 6th and DHing. Josh Skaronski will be in left field. Parker Corbin playing third, hitting 8th, and Dylan Murphy will do the catching today. Quincy, who's a name to watch in the Big Train lineup?
Gotta be Gonzalez. This guy's been swinging a hot bat as of late. Almost hit for the cycle the other day, came up a triple short. He's really started to get the power going. The average was there, but the slug is now there too. OPS, just as of last game, north of 1,000 now for Gonzalez.
Well, Gonzalez will hit 4th. It's Alex Peltier to lead off, and he takes strike 1 on the outside corner. Big Train in their home greens. Alexandria in the road navy blue. Peltier lines one up the middle, and it's a leadoff base hit.
Good to see him back in the lineup. They put up 19 runs against Gaithersburg the last time out on Alex Peltier's off day, but he's been one of the hottest hitters in all of the Ripken League. 2nd in average, 3rd in runs scored, and 4th in slugging.
Peltier coming into today was hitting an even 400. That number climbing. Brennan Wright into the box. If there's someone who's hotter than Emilio Gonzalez, it might be Brennan Wright. He has reached in every game he's played in this season, all 14. He has 4 multi-hit games in a row. In that span, he is 10 for 19 with 2 doubles, 7 runs batted in, 5 runs scored, and just 1 strikeout. However, his first time taking on Alexandria was one of the few games he struggled this year, went 0 for 5, did walk twice, and score a run and drive 1 in, but 0 for 5, 2 strikeouts.
One thing that's pretty fascinating, he's 11 for 21 on the year against lefties like Christopher. 524 average.
So, a good split for Wright. Big Train as a whole have hit less well against lefties. I don't want to say poorly because they're still hitting well, but a lot better against right-handed pitching. Wright, though, has been better against lefty. This one rolled up the middle, and a tough play. Ball cannot be handled by Toby Huber, who went to a slide. So an infield single for Brendan Wright, and the first 2 are aboard for the Big Train, who are picking up right where they left off on Wednesday.
And he is still yet to have a game where he has been kept on base. Absolutely fantastic from Wright.
He's not even making himself sweat for it. He's reaching in these first at-bat every single time. Brendan Wright stays hot. John Martinez in the box. He's on a 3-game hit streak, starting to heat up after he was a little cold in his return from a knee injury. Ball 1 outside. And Mason Christopher this season has taken on some good offenses, Quincy. He's faced the D.C. Grays twice and the Southern Maryland Senators, but the Big Train are a different beast.
He's picked up a 1.45 ERA against some pretty strong hitting teams, but the Big Train are at the top of the league in most offensive categories. They're 1st in average, 1st in runs, 3rd in home runs, 4th in walks, 1st in on base, 1st in slugging, and 1st in OPS.
The Big Train are scoring over 10 runs per game. The second best offense in runs a game is the Aces, and they're sitting around 7.5. Peltier takes off for 3rd. Throw from Echeverria is in time. Alex Peltier is nabbed stealing. For the first time all season, he was 10 for 10. Now he's 10 for 11 and a big first out for Christopher and the Aces.
He had a good jump, had a good lead, but ultimately just a better throw from Echeverria. the defensive specialist behind the plate.
Echeverria hitting just .077, but doing the catching duties while the starting catcher, Diego Pena, DHs. He's the offensive bat behind the plate. But on a doubleheader like today, you're not going to have Pena catch both games, so good to get Echeverria in the lineup. 2-2 is the count to Martinez. Christopher comes home, now just dealing with one runner on. Martinez fouls it away. Christopher settles in, looking to retire Martinez, misses high, and he will have to throw a full count pitch to do so. Brendan Wright leads off first. Payoff pitch with one away. Martinez swings and flails at a pitch out of the zone and fouls it off to stay alive.
Yeah, great job of putting up a battle here. Another key for a doubleheader like today is make pitchers throw. Got to keep pitchers' pitch counts up there. You don't want them breezing through innings. Martinez making Christopher work in this third at-bat.
This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat incoming. Christopher kicks and deals. Bounce foul again. Martinez has struck out just 7 times this season in 12 games. That's one fewer than the amount of times he's walked.
If you're walking around the same amount that you strike out, that's a pretty good ratio to have.
3-2 pitch. Fouled away, and we will see a 10th pitch of this at-bat. Back-to-back singles to lead off the game. Alex Peltier nabbed stealing third for the first time all year. So 1 on and 1 out with Christopher still working on Martinez. Pitch number 10. This one's put into play. High fly ball into center, pushing Hums back, but he'll have room in front of the warning track for out number 2.
Yeah, a great at-bat. Martinez, no reason to be upset at all about that. 10-pitch at-bat, put a ball deep into the outfield. Unfortunately, just the biggest part of the parking got just a hair under that one.
Now Emilio Gonzalez, who you talked about in the open as being a red-hot bat in this lineup. 6-game hit streak for Gonzalez, 11 for 21, just 1 strikeout in that span. He's also walked 5 times and has 5 extra base hits in that stretch. Laid on a fastball for strike 1. Really more of a cutter. Gonzalez is top 3 in the league in pretty much every offensive category. Average slugging, OPS, runs, RBIs, extra base hits, and doubles. The 0-1 pitch. Wave and a miss. Christopher ahead 0-2.
And he comes into this game rocking a 6-game hit streak and has extra base hits in 4 of his last 5, and he has 8 hits in his last 3.
Hitting .400 on the year, tied with Peltier coming in. OPS over 1,000. 0-2 pitch from Christopher. Fouled away.
Yeah, the only person with a higher average than those two is Adam Truck on the Senators, hitting .409.
We will see the Senators and Adam Truck tomorrow. Another doubleheader scheduled for 4 p.m., 7 p.m. 0-2 pitch, high and in. Gonzalez, last time against the Aces, had one of his 3-hit games. He had a stretch of 3 consecutive 3-hit games. The Aces were the last of the 3. Went 3 for 5, 2 runs batted in, 3 runs scored. 1-2 from Christopher, fouled away again.
And this could, if Christopher is able to get this third out, it'd be a pretty great job of damage control by him. They caught Peltier stealing, trying to get to third after the first 2 singles. A fly out, and if you can put up a scoreless first, an inning with a big train, do a lot of damage, it could be vital for the Aces' chances of winning this first game.
Right on the move. Ball pops out of Echeverria's glove, so Brennan Wright will have a stolen base on ball 2.
Yeah, he hasn't racked up that many stolen bases hitting behind Peltier. That's only his 4th on the year, but he definitely has some great speed and can take a bag when needed. He's definitely a plus runner.
And Brennan Wright, like many of the guys in this Big Train lineup, can do things with his legs as well as his bat. 7th pitch of the at-bat. Ground ball to second base. Huber fields cleanly. On to first in time for Gonzalez. Christopher had to work for it, but he gets out of the first inning cleanly. Aces will come to bat in the bottom here at Shirley Povich Field, and we will give you a recap of Wednesday's dominant 19-11 victory before we see the Aces bat.
There have been 2 rainouts since then, but the Big Train's last contest was a 19-11 victory over the Gaithersburg Giants here at Shirley Povich Field. The Big Train conceded 2 runs in the top of the first, but exploded back against Giants starter Gray Willis with an 8-run bottom of the first, kick-started by this Emilio Gonzalez
Did you mention,
RBI hit.
Jack, that whole tower of Jenga blocks?
Full count, grounded sharply in by the diving glove of the first baseman Holub. Wright scores, Ott scores. Gonzalez slides into second, the ball gets away, and he's headed for third, so a double with an error, and the bases are cleared.
Big Train offense kept on rolling in the second with Josh Skoronsky adding to the lead.
Make sure you have that too. Number 12, Toby Huber.
Something that I've noticed, Quincy, is the Big Train have had a couple of close plays at second on doubles. So despite the big lead, they're running hard, and they're taking extra bases where they can. Skoronsky had one, Steele just had one. Skoronsky again hits one hard, this one in the right center gap. Fielded I'm not by clipping my open. Houghton Henley. His throw comes home and I will cut off clip by an open at Holub. some A point, second. but I don't need that one.
There was more offensive fun to be had over the final 7 innings.
I'm glad you were
leading
you
the Big
also
Train
getting
to
the
their
echo.
third highest scoring
I'm glad you
total
figured
of the
that
season.
out. Michael Deviney on the mound trying to match Mason Christopher's scoreless top of the first. He will take on this vaunted Aces lineup. Cooper Hums, the leadoff hitter. Toby Huber, the second baseman, bats second, just like his counterpart Brennan Wright. Derek Almeida batting short, so the top 3 in both lineups are second base shortstop. Gavin Miller, Gavin Degnan, the 4-5. Ernie Echeverria at 6, Diego Pena at 7. Trip Capers, the left fielder, batting 8th, and Riley Norton, who has struggled this season, is playing first and hitting 9th. Strike 1 from Deviney. Quincy.
In this lineup, you got 4 people hitting over 300, and all but 2 people have above an 800 OPS.
And one of those is the backup catcher in Echeverria. Quickly ahead 0-2. Cooper Hums, the leadoff man, hitting 267 and 784 OPS. So that's the other guy without above an 800 OPS. He struck out and went 0 for 3 in Thursday's game, despite the 21-run smashing they put on the Grays. 21-3 was the final. Not only did they score 21, they only allowed 1 hit in what was a shortened 6-inning game. 0-2 from Deviney. Misses outside with the changeup, which was his best pitch the last time he appeared against Olney. A game he picked up the win.
He's been solid so far this year. 8 1/3 innings, 4.32 ERA. You'll take that out of a back-end rotation guy.
1-2. Popped up on the infield. Martinez, now Parker Corbin taking charge, out number 1. A good start for Deviney. against this Aces lineup that has really been solid and then has had two of the most insane innings you'll ever see. A 15-run second against the Metro Soco Braves, a game they won 20-10. They were up 17-2 after the second inning, and then in yesterday's game, it was just a 6-0 lead until they came to bat in the top of the sixth and scored 15 runs to make it 21-0 before conceding their only 3 runs in the bottom half.
Yeah, 3 touchdowns to a field goal in that one. Just a dominant performance. It's kind of interesting how both these two have exploded for so many runs and then, boom, go play each other for 2 games. It's a treat we have today.
And with the way baseball works, I think I don't want to make this in a fit. I think we can expect at least one just pure pitcher's duel. Just both these offenses are so hot. Both the pitching staffs are pretty middle of the pack in this league. I think we're going to end up seeing a 2-1, 3-1 kind of game just because it defies all logic.
Could.
That's how baseball tends to work. Michael Deviney behind 3-0 to Toby Huber. Huber hitting a robust 387 on the season. And he'll take strike one. He leads the league in on-base percentage, 548. You can see it. He's walked 10 times and thought he had an 11th right there.
Maybe a little bit of a 3-0 strike call. The pitch looked to be a little low.
That one non-debatable. So Toby Huber aboard for the first time. The Aces are 7-2 when Huber reaches multiple times in a game. They have lost both times that he has played and not been on multiple times, and they are 1-2 when he doesn't play at all. So Toby Huber really one of the keys to success for this Aces lineup.
Yeah, 387 average and an OPS north of 1,000. Highest OPS on the team. Definitely, when he's playing well, the Aces really perform around him.
Derek Almeida bats third. Almeida takes ball one. Hit himself a day yesterday. 2 for 2 with a double. 2 runs batted in, 3 runs scored, 4 walks. So he reached in all 6 times he came to the plate. Also swiped a bag. Taken off for second is Huber. Murphy could not get the ball out of his glove. So stolen base for Toby Huber.
His 8th on the year. And Alexandria, a good time to go as well. An off-speed pitch coming in from Deviney, and they're in danger of putting up first run of the game.
First run is even more crucial in a game like this. Bouncer to third, Parker Corbin fields long throw over to first. In time to retire Almeida, and Huber has to stay put.
Yeah, you're right with this. If they were to score, it'd be like jumping up 1-0 in the third, as opposed to being up 1-0 in the first. Big Train, when letting opponents score first, it hasn't been disastrous. They're 4-4 when opponents score first. They're 6-1 when they score first.
I mean, when you're in first place in the division, the numbers tend to look good either way, but obviously much better when they're on top early. 2 outs, runner on second. Gavin Miller, the pit product, bats cleanup. Miller, 326 average. He's got 7 runs batted in, 7 runs scored this season. The 0-1 from Deviney. Line drive, deep right field, steal back on it. Plenty of room for out number 3, so a walk and a stolen base do not result in much. We are through 1 at 0-0. Both teams go quietly in the first. Big Train bat in the second inning. It's Steele, Panett, Skaronski. Ready, lefty taking on Mason Christopher out for his second inning of work. Peyton Steele, one of the most consistent bats in this lineup. Takes ball one. He has hits in 7 of 10 games played, but has not strung together 3 straight games with a hit. Looking to change that today. He's got hits in his last 2. Ground ball to third base. Gavin Miller on one hop. Fires on to first for out number 1.
At least so far, it looks like we might be heading towards that pitcher's duel you talked about.
Still early, but both these pitchers look pretty good early. Logan Panett to the plate. He's struggled a bit of late, but he's still near the top of the league in a lot of categories. First in runs, tied for first in RBIs with Emilio Gonzalez. First in home runs with 3, tied for second in extra base hits with 6. He's been hit by 7 pitches, which is tops in the league, and he's 5th in slugging. Gonzalez, though, has struggled against lefties. He's hitting just 174 for his left-handed pitching, hitting .333 against righties, and all 3 of his home runs have come against pitchers on the right-hand side. Panett, the third baseman, takes a 1-1 that goes all the way to the backstop. Changeup that just slipped out of the hand of Mason Christopher.
Yeah, Panett was red hot to start the year. Has slowed down a little bit as we approach the midway point.
Has dropped in the lineup from 4th to 6th. Started the year batting 9th. By game 3, he was already the cleanup hitter. But he's cooled down, and Emilio Gonzalez has gotten hot. So Gonzalez bats cleanup. Panett hits 6, rips one down the line, but foul. Count is full. Payoff pitch from Christopher. Misses for ball 4. I lied. That was a late strike 3 call. That was right on the outside corner. Logan Panett is set down looking for out number 2.
It was really a good pitch from Christopher, painting that fastball down and away. It's just, if that's not the pitch you're looking for, that's going to be really hard to hit. Panett just laid off of it and caught enough of the plate.
Mason Christopher looks sharp early since allowing those 2 hits to start off the game. Skaronski swings at the first pitch.
And this is a guy who really broke out in his last game. 3 hits, including a double and a triple.
So home run short of the cycle.
And a lot of that came against left-handed pitching. He's 5 for 20 on the year against left-handed pitching, but he was like 1 for 14. It was not great against the southpaws for Skaronski before that game.
Fly ball into left field. Plenty of room out there for Capers, who now charges in on it for out number 3. A 1-2-3 inning for Christopher in the second. Big Train will try to hold the aces to matching zeros in the bottom half. 5, 6, 7 due up for the Aces. Big Train went down in order with their 5, 6, 7. It'll be Gavin Degnan, Ernie Echeverria, and Diego Pena to bat in the second. Michael Davini, a clean first inning other than a walk. He's out for his second inning of work. First pitch to Degnan. Strike one at the bottom part of the zone. Gavin Degnan played in 35 games at Penn. He had 23 hits, good for a 277 average. 14 of those 23 were extra base hits. He's got 5 doubles already this season in the Cal Ripken League.
821 OPS to go with 11 RBIs. Has some good speed, too. 5 stolen bases.
Behind 0-2. Davini misses low for ball 1. Degnan did not play the last time these two teams met, making his first appearance against the Big Train. 1-2. Again low, maybe inside a little bit as well.
Just a bit off the plate, but that's a very nice front hit breaking ball from Davini. If he can locate that a little bit better, that could be his money pitch this outing.
2-2. Just misses on the outside corner. Davini got ahead 0-2. Count has filled up. Degnan has battled back without taking the bat off his shoulder. Pitch number 6. Ground ball third base. Corbin on one hop. And an easy throw over to first. He's been busy at the hot corner.
And Panette, who's normally over there at third for the Big Train, DHing today, but Corbin has played third base sparingly. This is his 5th start at third this year. He's been pretty solid when he's been over there.
Yeah, he's a pretty good defender, able to move between second and third, as well as the DH spot. He's started games in each of those places. His bat has gone cold lately, but still a valuable player to have on the team and in the lineup for his versatility. The Big Train roll out with 5 infielders playing the 4 spots. Gonzalez is locked in at first. Martinez, when he's playing, is at short. And Brendan Wright's at second. They rotate Corbin and Panette at third. When Wright gets a day off, Corbin goes to second. When Martinez gets a day off, Wright slides over to short. Corbin goes to second. Wesley has played first on Gonzalez's rare days off. The outfield a little more crowded than the infield.
Yeah, Corbin also did have 1 start at first base on a game where Gonzalez was out. The outfield, it switches between almost like a new 3 every single game, it seems like.
Today's outfield, Skoronsky, Peltier, and Steele. Matthew Wesley, Brett Ott, both on the pine for game 1 of the doubleheader. I would imagine, I don't want to say 100%, but overwhelmingly likely we see them both in the lineup for game 2. Davini behind 3-1. Misses high, so 1 out walks in both of his first 2 innings. And he walks the worst hitter in the lineup in Ernie Echeverria, who's hitting just 2 for 26 this season. Now he takes on Diego Pena, the DH, whose OPS is over 1,000.
Yeah, you don't really want to be walking the 077 hitter for the 364 hitter. But he is 1 ground ball away from just getting out of the inning with nothing.
First pitch to Pena in for strike 1.
He's working pretty efficiently as well. 26 pitches here with 1 out in the second.
Echeverria not a stolen base threat over at first. Davini's 0-1, check swing, and he offered for strike 2. Davini had 0-2 on Degnan. Ended up working it full before getting the ground out to third. Ahead 0-2 again to Pena. Pena 4 for 5 yesterday, including a 3-run homer. Misses outside for ball 1.
Yeah, that was his first home run on the year.
He's got a double to his name as well. 8 hits on the season. Has only played in 6 games. He's hitting .364. He's reaching a .462 clip. The OPS sits at 1,007. 1-2 from Davini. Kicks and deals. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 to Pena. Divini's first K is the second out of the second inning.
And a lot of bite on that cutter. Almost 2 feet of break there, just running to the outer edge. Pena, no chance.
Trip Capers, the left fielder, who closed out the top half of the inning with a catch, will bat with 2 outs in the bottom half. Big Train, for the second time this season, are on the road at Shirley Povich Field. This one, the first half of a doubleheader where Game 1 was scheduled to be in Alexandria. And instead of waiting until the Big Train traveled to Alexandria in late July, they decided to make it up here and just have Bethesda be the road team for Game 1. They will be the home team for Game 2.
If you count just games played at Shirley Povich Field, they're 7-2 in their home stadium, 6-2 as the home team. But this field has been kind to them. Their only loss here was their only 2 losses on opening day, and then the back half of a doubleheader against Silver Spring.
They were actually on the road in their most recent game at this field. Big wave and a miss. Capers actually may have fouled that one off. On Wednesday, the last time the Big Train were in action, they were the road team at Povich, a game that was originally scheduled to be at Metro SoCo in Lorton County, Virginia. Or in Lorton, Virginia, excuse me. But because the Braves play at a high school, it is subject to the county's rules, and the county closed down the field, so that game wouldn't have been able to start until 9 p.m. Instead, they relocated to Povich, a decision made that morning, and played at a normal 7 p.m. start time. Line drive into center. Peltier going way back. It's over his head and off the wall. Rounding third and heading for home is Echeverria. Throw from Martinez is up the line. An RBI double for Trip Capers. The first run of the game belongs to the Aces.
And I'm sure their starter, Mason Christopher, loving to see that because he has carved through this Big Train order after 2 hits, has set down 5 in a row. He looks strong out there, and like you said, this could be a pitcher's duel. And I know that we mentioned earlier that the Big Train 4-4 when the opponent scores first, but that is a huge first run for the Aces, especially as the home team in a de facto road game.
And props to Echeverria for reading that off the bat and being able to go 3 bases despite having subpar speed. Now Riley Norton, who has really struggled with the bat, will hit. 2 outs, runner in scoring position. Norton this season has 25 at-bats. He's walked once, 26 plate appearances across 6 games. He is 4 for 25. He has struck out 17 times. It has really been an issue getting the bat on the ball. Last time these 2 teams met, Riley Norton was hitting right in the middle of the lineup. He went 0 for 5 with 5 strikeouts. And he is behind 0-2 on 2 Divini. Divini looking for a second punch out of the inning. Stares at Capers on second, now comes home, and he gets it. Norton down swinging, but the Aces score first. An RBI double from Trip Capers. It's 1-0. We go to the third.
Top of the third here from Shirley Povich Field, 1-0. The lead for the de facto home team on the scoreboard, the Alexandria Aces. This game is being made up from a rainout earlier this week. A game that was supposed to be played in Alexandria has been moved to Bethesda. These two teams will play again at the conclusion of this game, where the Big Train will be the home team. Parker Corbin will lead off the inning for Bethesda. He takes a fastball right down the middle for strike one out of the hand of Mason Christopher, who's been magnificent so far this year, coming into this game through 12 1/3 innings with a 1.45 ERA. And Eliab, he set down 5 in a row after giving 2 hits to start the game.
Yeah, it was helped out by Alex Peltier being caught stealing third. Since then, has not blinked. Strikeout and a couple of softly hit outs.
2-1 the count on Parker Corbin.
Corbin just 1 for 13 against lefties, so not his strong suit.
2-1. Corbin chops one foul right behind the plate.
Corbin's also 1 for his last 13 against any side pitching, and 0 for 8 in his last 2 appearances. It's been a little bit slow going for Parker Corbin as of late. The average down to 182, which is the lowest on the Big Train.
2-2 from Christopher. Driven down the line and left, but this ball will slice out of play.
The OPS still up at 668, the on-base at 350.
When he does get a hold of balls, they normally go for extra bases. He does have a home run way back on the 9th against the DC Gray. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Christopher gets him with a cutter down and away for the first out of the third, and he's retired 6 in a row.
Yeah, Corbin now 0 for his last 9. It's just been really tough sledding with the bat. The lefties are fooling him, and at some point he's going to get going, but for now, moving down the lineup every game that he slots back in.
So here's Dylan Murphy, who in playing every other game, he switches off with Jacob Hawk. He has been hitting very well, hitting .304. And that average could be higher. Way back on the second game of the year, he had 2 9-6 fielder's choice putouts on balls that would have been singles if they were just normally hit. But he's been playing well.
Well, the on base, too, it's 484. He's really doing everything except extra base hits. All of his hits this season, all 7 are singles.
2-0. Takes inside 3-0 now the count.
But he's walked 6 times. He has struck out just once.
Yeah, he, coming into his last appearance on the 24th against the Braves, he had the most plate appearances in the league without a strikeout. He takes a fastball on the outer half for strike 1.
He did finally strike out in that game. And that was just his second game without a hit, but he reached twice and scored.
3-1, he takes way outside for a walk. And there will be a runner on as this lineup for the Big Train flips back to the top.
And the top is where you want it. I mean, Peltier and Brennan Wright, the only 2 hits on the day. Big Train want to rally earlier rather than later in a game like this. You don't want to get to the Aces' bullpen. Their bullpen has been their strength this season. As a team, they have 4 guys who have combined to make 11 of the 14 starts. Mason Christopher not included in that.
Here's a bunt perfectly placed down the third base line. Christopher off the mound. No chance to get the speedy Peltier.
Man, that's an unbelievable bunt. That was perfectly placed, squared around late, so there was not a lot of time for Gavin Miller to crash. Just you can't bunt the ball better than that. And Alex Peltier has shown that he has the knack for it, for bunting for a hit. He's done that probably 4 or 5 times now this season. As I was saying, the 4 starters have combined for 11 of their starts. Christopher not included in that tally. Those starters have combined for an 8.49 ERA. The rest of the relievers and their 3 spot starts, including Christopher, have just a 3.46 ERA. So if you get to the Aces, it's usually been getting to their starters. So if Christopher continues to deal, once you get to the bullpen, it becomes a lot harder to score.
Brennan Wright squared around but then pulled it back. We'll see if he tries to lay down back-to-back bunts for the Big Train. He takes inside for ball 2.
Honestly, a little surprised that he didn't square around for that pitch. Sal Colangelo, the head coach for the Big Train, has almost every single time he'll get first and second base, especially with Brendan Wright at the plate. He will ask him to lay down a bunt. 3 sack bunts successfully on the year. A couple of bunts for hits as well. But
so Wright takes down and away. He's now ahead 3-0.
not bunting this time, and it's paid off so far. See if he can finish this at bat and find a way on.
Mason Christopher in danger of loading the bases for Martinez. That pitch up and in, but called a strike.
Brendan Wright just a little too quick with the bat toss. That ball in the strike zone for sure. Still ahead 3-1. Got to find, probably still looking for one pitch, a middle part of the zone.
3-1. Wright chops one foul down the first base line. The count now full.
A little too aggressive for Brendan Wright. That pitch out of the strike zone, and he was and I dialed in to swing at it. And I mean, he didn't get cheated, but you take that pitch, you're likely aboard with ball 4.
Payoff. Wright takes inside. For strike 3, a very delay's called. The ball squeaks out of the hand of the catcher, Echeverria, and Murphy's going to come all the way around from second to score. Murphy had a big lead over because he thought that. So Murphy, big lead off of second. He thought that Wright took a walk. Very late call by our home plate umpire, and then Echeverria goes to back pick Murphy. The ball squeaks out of his hand and just rolls all the way into left field, and that's how the Big Train tied this game up.
You might never see anything like that in your entire life. I mean, Echeverria had Murphy dead to rights. Murphy was pretty much even with the shortstop position.
Martinez on the ground over to his fellow shortstop, Almeida. He will just pick up the ball and have no play. He was ranging the opposite direction from first base, so Martinez credited with a single.
Yeah, Murphy, I mean, he was dead to rights. He was sitting halfway in between second and third. Echeverria was running at him and kind of throwing the ball pump fake to try to get Murphy to pick a direction, and it just slipped out of his hands, and shortstop Almeida was covering second, and the third baseman Miller was covering third.
Gonzalez on a line into center field. This ball will find grass for a base hit. Peltier scores from third, and the Big Train have the lead back. It's 2-1.
And to wrap up that last play, as the Big Train just going after these first, second pitches of the at-bat, because Almeida and Miller were both on their bags, when the ball left Echeverria's hand, there was nobody there. And Murphy just took off running. And that ball, if it was let go even a little harder, Peltier might have been able to get to third with how long it took for anyone to get to the ball. But since then, even since that play, we've already had 2 hits. Martinez, an infield single, and Gonzalez staying red hot with another RBI, which officially passes him for Panette at the moment for the most in the Cal Ripken League.
Yeah, so Echeverria on that play will get a throwing error. He just kind of spiked it into the ground, and then the ball just rolled into the outfield. So Murphy heads up base running 2, able to score from second on that. Peltier just scored on the Gonzalez single, and that's how the Big Train have the lead at 2-1. Here is Peyton Steele with a chance to really add on and break this game open for the Big Train. He takes a fastball down and away for ball 1.
Well, Steele is one of the best players for the Big Train with runners on. He's hitting .348, and this season in 10 games, he has either scored or driven in a run in every single game. He's combined for 27 runs plus runs batted in, even without a home run. His 6 doubles, second in the league.
He takes low. Christopher starting to maybe lose a little bit of command. He's up to 54 pitches, only in the third. That pitch called a strike at the knees on Peyton Steele.
Peyton Steele second with the 6 doubles, as I mentioned. Third in RBIs, trailing just Gonzalez and Panette. And top 10 in runs. He does have a top 10 strikeout rate. He's tied for 7th in the league in most strikeouts with 13. So there's some swing and miss to his game, but when he hits the ball, he's having a lot of success hitting .317.
Hard to argue with a 392 slugging and an 856 OPS. There's a walk for Peyton Steele, and the bases will now be loaded for Panett.
And we know what Logan Panett can do with the bases loaded. He's just 1 for 6 this season with the bases loaded, but his hit was a grand slam.
For a guy that's been in a little bit of a slump since a red-hot start, this could be a big at-bat for him to break this game open and get back on the tear. He takes a strike on the inner half.
Yeah, Panett on Wednesday went 0 for 3, but was hit by 3 pitches to vault him into the league lead in that category. Came around to score on 2 of them.
0-1. Taken down and away. Panett has also struggled versus lefties on the year, 4 for 23. He's 11 for 33 against the righties. 1-1. Chopped foul, straight back. This is a big at-bat for Christopher to try to get out of this inning with just the 2 runs crossing, with how crazy of an inning it has been. 2 walks and 3 singles and an error.
And 2 of those singles staying on the infield.
You'd take being down only 1 run. 1-2. Panett swing and a miss, strike 3. So 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 error, and 3 left on base for the Big Train as we head to the bottom of the 3rd. The Big Train will now work into the bottom half of the 3rd with a lead after 2 unearned runs crossed in the 3rd inning thanks to an error by Aces catcher Ernie Echeverria. And now it'll be 9, 1, and 2 due up for Alexandria. Riley Norton will lead things off. He shows a bunt, pulls it back, and takes a strike on the outer half. Kicking the fire from DeVinny, driven high and deep into the right center field gap. Steele and Peltier going after it. It'll be Peltier making the catch just in front of the track for out number 1.
Yeah, it was actually Cooper Hums, the leadoff hitter. He put a charge into that one, but Alex Peltier, so much range in center field. And when he gets even a half-decent jump, he is liable to catch anything that can be caught, including that fly ball right there.
So now it's the second hitter, Torrey Hubert, up. walked and stole a base in his first at-bat. He takes just outside. One-0. Driven high into right. Ranging back his steal. He'll make the catch for the second out.
Devaney working quickly, keeping the ball away from these hitters, forcing them to just go the other way, hit fly balls. And the outfield defense for the Big Train has been spectacular this season. I believe just one error combined all year in the outfield. And they have gunned down multiple runners at the plate. They have just been productive in tracking difficult fly balls. The infield defense has been a little bit suspect for the Big Train, but the outfield has been nails all season long.
Here is Almeida. Takes down for ball one. Devaney out of Tulane with back-to-back flyouts to start this inning. Pumps in a fastball for strike one on Derek Almeida. Almeida, a disciplined hitter, 11 walks to just 8 strikeouts.
And Devaney working efficiently. This will be just his 7th pitch of the inning.
1-1, swing and a miss on a pitch way in the dirt for Almeida, and Devaney 1 strike away from getting out of the inning. Devaney shakes, now nods, comes set. Into the windup for the 1-2. Taken low by Almeida. Two outs. Bottom half of the third. The 3-hitter Derek Almeida trying to start a 2-out rally for the Aces. He fouls him straight back into the net.
Good at bat from Almeida. As you mentioned, pretty hard to strike him out. Just the 8 Ks to 11 walks on the season in 11 games. Doing a good job after going behind 0-2 to fight in this at-bat.
Devaney's 2-2. Lined into left. That ball is down for a 2-out hit for Derek Almeida.
Just the second hit of the game for the Aces. The last one being the RBI double from Trip Capers. Devaney has done a good job of limiting traffic. He has only allowed 4 base runners, which even in the Big Train's wins in the last couple games, it's been a lot of runs scored by their opponents. Gaithersburg tacking on 7 in the final 4 innings of that game on Tuesday, and then the SoCo Braves 11 more.
Another ball served into left field and down again off the bat of Gavin Miller. So back-to-back singles for the Aces after 2 flyouts to start the inning.
As I was saying before Devaney gave up those 2 hits, it was a lot of walks, a lot of hit by pitches, a lot of just traffic on the bases. Basically for the last 13 innings that the Big Train have been on the mound since Kide Atatui came out of that gem he threw on Tuesday where he allowed just 3 base runners and no runs across 5 innings. So even with these first 2 singles, it's been a little bit of a welcome change for the Big Train. Just 2 walks in this game, 3 hits allowed.
So now Devaney will deal to Gavin Degnan, who grounded out to third in his first at-bat. He's hitting .278 on the year and .821 OPS, and he has runners on first and second as the Aces look to tie this one up in the bottom half of the third. Devaney looking to work out of trouble. 1-0. Taken just low for ball 2.
Not a bad pitch from Devaney. Just barely missed the zone. That's where you want to be.
He's had a lot of very close misses, not throwing balls to the backstop the whole day. 2-0. That one misses in the dirt, and it does get away.
As clear an announcer's jinx as you'll ever see, man. Not getting to the backstop just for the very next pitch to be a wild one.
So now it's 3-0 on Degnan.
Better hope Michael Devaney doesn't go back and watch this broadcast, and
I hope not.
he'll come find you next time we're at the ballpark and be like, hey, man, what was that for?
Ernie Echeverria, the defensive specialist and backup catcher, waits on deck, so you might think about just giving Degnan a free pass here with the bases open. Devaney does come back with a strike just beneath the letters.
Echeverria did walk and score his last time up, though.
3-1. Devaney set. Kicks and fires. On the outer half for strike 2.
Yeah, perfectly placed pitch on the black. Degnan started his trot, but a good call from the umpire.
Count now full as Devaney looking to battle back and get out of this inning with no damage. Payoff. Chopped foul. Bottom of the big train order due up in the top of the 4th. 7, 8, 9, Skoronsky, Corbin, and Murphy. Count is still full on Gavin Degnan, who's putting up a nice at-bat with 2 runners on. Devaney deals again. Grounded over to third. Corbin to a slide, but he can't get a clean glove on it. 3 straight singles. And that's a run for Alexandria, and they've tied this one at 2.
A good job by Parker Corbin just to keep that on the infield. Prevented a second run from scoring, but really productive at bat from Gavin Degnan. Saw a lot of pitches, fouled off a bunch of balls, and the wild pitch getting to the backstop helped score that run.
So after 2 flyouts to the deeper part of the park, 3 straight singles that have been pulled by right-handed hitters have tied this game up for Alexandria. Here is Ernie Echeverria.
It's got to sting a little bit for Devaney. None of these balls have been hit particularly hard, the singles, that is. They've just kind of a couple of soft serve line drives into left, and then that chopper that Corbin just could not quite glove.
1-0. Taken inside for a ball. 2-0 on Echeverria. Miller sits at third. Degnan sits at first. And we currently sit at a tie game at 2-2 in the bottom half of the 3rd. Echeverria walked, came around to score the first run of the game for the Aces. He takes a fastball right down Broadway for strike 1.
A good pitch for Devaney to be in the zone. You do not want to fall behind 3-0 to the guy who's hitting .077 on the year.
Decent lead at first for Degnan, with Gonzalez holding him on. 2-1. Echeverria takes high. Diego Pena waits on deck, who has a home run to his name on the season.
Coming just yesterday, no less.
(3-1). Misses down and away. So 4 straight runners have reached now after Devaney got the first 2 outs of the inning. And now Pena will step in with the bases loaded.
Dylan Murphy had to talk to his pitcher. Just calm him down a little. Help him take a deep breath. And now pitching coach Craig Lopez is out of the dugout, and he will join the conference.
There's been action in both bullpens since this game started. This is a big pressure at bat for Devaney. And with this game only being 7 innings, makes this bottom of the 3rd at bat a little more important than it otherwise would have been. Craig Lopez back to the dugout. And now Diego Pena will step in, and Alexandria with a big chance to really break this lead open if he can come through with a big hit.
Pena had by far his most productive day at the plate yesterday. 4 of his 8 hits on the season, 3 of his 4 RBI, and 4 of his 6 runs scored.
He takes the first pitch high from Divini.
Did strike out in his first at-bat and was 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts in the first game between the Big Train and the Aces.
1-0. Pena takes low. So we mentioned how accurate Divini had been to start this game, but losing control a little bit here. Walked Echeverria and in danger of walking Pena down 2-0. Pena attacks at the 2-0 and fouls one near the Big Train dugout.
Yeah, a little bit surprised by that swing. A pitch right at the bottom of the zone, ahead 2-0. Unless that's Diego Pena's sweet spot and is down and in, that's a pitch that I wouldn't mind seeing him take. Whether it's called a ball or a strike, not the best pitch to hit.
2-1, Divini into the windup with the bases loaded. Pena takes a strike on the outer half, perfectly on the black from Divini, and he's once again 1 strike away from getting out of this inning. 3 hits and a walk since the first 2 flyouts of this inning. 2-2 from the Tulane product. Front hit, breaking ball, strike 3, and Pena knew it. So the Big Train will get out of this game still tied. Make sure you guys join us on July 9th for the Cal Ripken League All-Star Game, and we'll tell you more about it right now.
Make sure to join us here on July 9th for the Cal Ripken League All-Star Game. The league's best players will be on display in a star-studded affair.
Tim Kirkchin will be in attendance, so make sure to get your tickets before
Said
they
Riley
sell
Norton
out.
was leading off the inning.
It'll be the North Division versus the South Division, and you can get your tickets at bigtrain.org/tickets. That's bigtrain.org/tickets.
People would have noticed.
We are all tied up at 2 through 3 innings here at Shirley Povich Field. The Big Train will look to get the lead back here in the top half. It'll be the bottom 3 of their order, 7, 8, 9, Skoronsky, Corbin, and Murphy. Here is Skoronsky leading things off. Takes a fastball on the outer half for strike 1.
Skoronsky fly out to left field his first time up.
Lines one over to second. Huber gloves it, collects it, throws to first in time for the first out.
A little bit of a bobble for Toby Huber. But good job to stick with it. A quick first out, and Christopher continuing to look strong after had a little bit of a struggle in that third inning. Allowed 5 base runners, although 2 of them were infield singles. And he did strike out the side, but bouncing back nicely here in the 4th.
Here is Corbin, struck out swinging in his first at-bat. Takes the ball down and away. Corbin hitting just 182 on the year coming into this game, but he does have 12 RBIs and a home run to his name. He shows bunt and lays one down the third base line, but just foul. Looking for maybe a slump buster there with the bunt. The third baseman, Miller, playing pretty far back. Not a bad place to try to go. 1-1. Corbin chops one foul down the line at first. So he's down 1-2. Christopher has been strong through the first 3 innings. Has 4 strikeouts, and the 2 runs he gave up were unearned. Corbin takes high just above his head. Count now even at 2-2. Dylan Murphy, the 9-hitter, waits on deck. 2-2 from Mason Christopher. Corbin with a high drive deep down the line and right. Degnan going back. He looks up. This ball is gone. There's a slump buster for Parker Corbin. His 2nd home run on the year, and the Big Train have the lead back. It's 3-2.
Yeah, Parker Corbin said, I don't care that I'm 1 for my last 14 or that I'm 1 for 14 against lefties. I will see your fastball, and I will put it in the trees.
I see your fastball. I raise you a go-ahead home run. Parker Corbin with a big swing, and that ball was well gone. 98 miles an hour off the bat, 375 feet to straight away right. And now Murphy will step in.
Parker Corbin with just Big Train's 6th team home run of the year, his 2nd. And he is the 2nd Big Train player with a multiple on the season, joining Logan Panett with 3. Gonzalez has the last.
1-0 to Murphy, grounded over to third, just fair right down the line. Murphy has the wheels moving. He's headed towards second. That ball kicked off the facing of the bullpen and far away from the left fielder Capers. So Murphy will stroll in easily with a stand-up double.
I may have spoken too soon about Mason Christopher looking sharp in the 4th after getting the ground ball from Skowronski. He's given up a homer and a double. That's Dylan Murphy's first extra base hit of the season. And now he, in theory, has to deal with the top of the lineup. We'll see whether this is it for him.
There has been action in the Aces bullpen for a while now, and it looks like they're going to a righty. He's out of the pen, making the jog over. Christopher's day is done. We'll tell you about the new pitcher when we come back on the Big Train Baseball Network. Mason Christopher's day is done after allowing a home run to Parker Corbin and a double to Dylan Murphy. He went 3 1/3 innings, gave up 7 hits, walked 2, struck out 4. Has only given up 1 earned run for now. It would be 2 if Murphy is able to cross. It'll be Stephen Curry taking things over as the lineup flips back to the top for Alex Peltier, who has 2 singles in his first 2 at-bats today.
Yeah, Curry surprisingly not rocking number 30.
This ball gets away from the catcher Echeverria. Scooting up to third is Murphy.
Curry this season has started 1 game, 3 appearances, 9 innings pitched. He's got a win to his name. 4 runs, just 2 of them earned for a 2 flat ERA. Although he has allowed a plethora of base runners, 12 hits, 3 walks across his 9 innings of work. He has escaped mostly unharmed.
He made 13 appearances this year at Seton Hall to the tune of 30 innings, struck out 15. He just had a meeting with his catcher Echeverria. And the infield moves in for Alexandria with the runner on third and 1 out.
Yeah, maybe a first pitch cross-up resulting in that ball getting to the backstop.
1-0. Peltier loops one into shallow left, coming in as Capers. He makes the catch, going to a slide. It'll allow Murphy to tag up and score from third, and the Big Trade now lead 4-2.
Third productive at-bat of the day for Alex Peltier, who's got a pair of singles and now an RBI in the form of a sac fly. So the 4th and final run charged to Mason Christopher's line. Just 2 of them earned, though, because of that error.
So here's Brennan Wright, who will now hit with nobody on and 2 outs. Curry gets the fastball up there, has some high velo. That last one came in at 93, but low. Brennan Wright has singled and struck out looking today. He looks at a fastball outside, 2-0.
Fastball ran up to 92 miles an hour. About equal with the basketball player's free throw percentage.
That 2-0 misses high and away, now 3-0 on Wright. Another 3-ball count. And Wright takes the 4th ball for a walk.
Well, Brennan Wright aboard for the 2nd time today. And aboard for about his 17th time in the last 5 games. He has been on fire. Still looking for that 2nd hit to extend his multi-hit game hit streak to 5. But aboard twice.
On the ground from Martinez, ranging to the hole is Huber. He throws to first for the 3rd out. But 2 runs crossed for the Big Train, 1 on a Parker Corbin home run and 1 on an Alex Peltier sac fly. The Big Train lead 4-2 as we head to the bottom of the 4th. On the mound for the Big Train in the 4th inning will be Cole Ketchum out of the University of Mississippi. Michael Deviney, the Tulane Green Wave product, his day is done after 3 innings, 4 hits allowed, 2 runs, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. All in all, a pretty solid day in a 7-inning game. Ketchum comes into this game, has thrown 7 innings, good for an ERA of 5.14. Not a great outing his last time out against the Thunderbolts. 1 2/3 innings, gave up 3 runs, mostly due to a multitude of walks. He'll deal to the bottom of the Aces order, 8, 9, and 1 due up in this inning. Trip Capers takes a fastball out for ball 1. He doubled in his first at-bat, which brought home Ernie Echeverria for the Aces' first run of the game. 1-0 from Ketchum. Misses inside. The Aces scored first, jumping out to a 1-0 lead in the second. The Big Train putting up 2 runs in the third. Aces tied it up in the bottom half of the third, and then 2 runs in the top half of the fourth have given the Big Train their 2-run lead. Fastball on the outer half. Capers does not offer at it and takes it for a strike.
Well, Cole Ketchum's only allowed 2 hits all season. It has been the walks. He's walked 6 across his 7 innings of work. So if he can locate the ball well, it's going to be pretty tough for the Aces to score against him. Batting average against sits at .080 right now.
2-1, popped up high in the air, straight back and out of play.
Stuff's good. That was 89 miles an hour on a 2-seam fastball.
Yeah, the batting average against is only .080. The lefties are 0 for 5 and the righties are 2 for 20 against Ketchum. It's just been the walks that have hurt him. 2-2 the count on Trip Capers. Deep breath for Ketchum. The 2-2. Right down Broadway for strike 3. Capers down looking.
Well, really good pitch. Right down the middle, more or less. Just fooled him with a 2-seam fastball. Capers sitting off speed. Dylan Murphy hesitating before he throws down a third. This umpire with a very delayed strike 3 call.
That came into play earlier. Brennan Wright struck out looking, but the pitch was on the black, so he thought he took a walk. Dylan Murphy on second base also thought that he took a walk, so he started walking over towards third. And then the catcher, Echeverria, tried to backpick him at second. The ball slipped out of his hand, went into left field. Murphy scored from second. A pretty wild play earlier in this game.
That would frustrate me, honestly, on both sides. Both if you're Brendan Wright, who thought he had ball 4, if you're Dylan Murphy, who got caught in the middle of the base pass, and then if you're Echeverria, because that never would have happened. That run doesn't score if Murphy doesn't get caught. And this umpire has had a pretty good zone so far, but I think if I was playing in this game, I would be a little more frustrated by his delayed strike 3 looking calls.
2-0 to Riley Norton. He grounds one foul. Ahead of the fastball that time. (2-1) on Riley Norton. Looking to get on as this lineup will flip to the top after him. 2-1 from Cole Ketchum. Misses just low.
Norton hits the ball hard. He's got 2 doubles out of his 4 hits this season. Both of his foul balls have been lightning off the bat. It's just a matter of making consistent contact and putting the ball in play, which he has not done so far this season.
Ketchum's 3-1. Catches just beneath the letters for a strike.
And it's why the batting average sits at just 160, and the strikeout rate is astronomical, almost 70%.
9 strikeouts to 7 walks on the year for Ketchum. 10 if you include Capers, who struck out just 1 batter ago. Payoff to Norton. Grounded foul down the third base line.
Good job by Norton to get a bat on it. Continue this at bat. A guy like Ketchum on the mound, with his control issues that he's exhibited this season, as a hitter, you don't necessarily need to fight for a hit in a 3-2 count. Obviously, you would love to get a hit, but understanding that Ketchum has had trouble around the zone at times this season, if you can just foul off pitches till you see ball 4, that can be a productive strategy as well.
Another payoff from Cole Ketchum. Fouled away again, and that might be the strategy Norton is employing right now.
Yeah, good approach. Just getting a bat on it. A couple of really late swings, or that one at least really late. Barely was able to foul it straight down and back, but it's a smart thing to do from time to time. As a hitter, you always want to hit, but getting a walk is just as good as getting a single, and he's one ball away from doing so.
He's continued to battle against the flamethrower Cole Ketchum. A third payoff. Grounded right in front of the plate. Ketchum off the mound to glove it and throw to Gonzalez. A hard-fought second out of this 4th inning.
Really good at bat on both sides. Good approach from Norton. I thought that was fouled off. Norton fouled it off his foot until
it came so slowly in front of the plate.
Just the way it bounced out of the box, but the way he took off clearly did not.
There was no exit velo even registered on the TrackMan. So 2 outs, and Cooper Hums will step in. The Aces, after they were set down the first 2 batters of the last inning, strung together 3 hits and a walk to push a run across. Ketchum trying to avoid a 2-out rally here in the 4th and keep this 2-run lead for the Big Train.
And he'll have to deal with the top of the lineup, although Hums 0 for 2 today.
Ketchum set, 1-0. Hums grounds one foul down the first base line.
Hums really struggled at Western Michigan this past year. Hit just 138 in 37 games.
Hitting .267 for the Alexandria Aces coming into this game. Has a pop-out and a fly-out today. 1-1. Breaking ball misses low. Two one. Backdoor slider couldn't get there. 3-1 the count on Hums.
Ketchum a little frustrated by that pitch. Just didn't locate it where he wanted to.
3-1. Ketchum fires. This is outside. A 2-out walk for Cooper Hums.
We'll see if that sparks a rally for the Aces like it did last inning. Toby Huber, their best hitter now to the plate. And a chance to do a little damage, maybe get a run back if he's able to get an extra base hit of some sort.
Toby Huber steps in as the tying run.
Hums 4 for 4 swiping bags on the year. Wouldn't be surprised if he tried one here. Put himself in scoring position for Huber, who has 12 hits on the season, but 11 of them are singles.
Not a lot of slug. There he goes. It was a hit and run, but Huber fouls one away. Not a bad spot for a hit and run there.
Yeah, don't mind that at all.
Against a hard thrower like Ketchum. And a single hitter with Huber at the plate, punching one to the right side. Definitely in play, and with the runner moving, he got right moving over to second to cover. It opens up a big hole on that right side. This time Hums not running. Huber takes a slider inside for ball 1.
See, I think he may take off again on this pitch.
1-1. Hums thought about going. He had a bit of a jump but decided to stop. Huber fouls one away. It's now 1-2.
Yeah, it wouldn't have mattered either way with Huber fouling that pitch back.
Ketchum 1 strike away from a scoreless 4th. Big Train lead the Aces 4-2. Hums a decent lead at first. He's leaning, and there he goes. Fouled away again by Huber.
A lot of running for Hums without much to show for it at the moment.
With 2 strikes, he probably still has plans to be moving.
And I got to imagine Huber swinging that bat, and if he does take a ball, Hums will have a chance to set himself up in scoring position.
Ketchum's 1-2. Hums off again. He picked a good pitch to go on. A slider missed inside, and Murphy airmails the throw into center. Hums thought about going for third, had to go back. But he has a stolen base. And a runner in scoring position now for Huber.
I really like the approach on base from Cooper Hums and this Aces coaching staff. Running on the first pitch, then leave it for a couple, and then with 2 strikes, he takes second. Now Huber just needs to slide one into the outfield to cut this lead to 1.
Ketchum's 2-2. Grounded over towards second, right to a knee. Fields it, throws to first in time. So no runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. I'll hand things back off to EBR for the late innings.
Stephen Curry back out on the mound after he recorded the final 2 outs of the 4th. Big Train lead at 4-2. They are the road team. Elliot Brooks-Rudin back on play-by-play. Quincy Bell, my color analyst. Jackson Corcoran filling in for Gibson on the dials and the knobs. And doing a great job over there for his first time using the equipment, at least in a game situation. Emilio Gonzalez will bat. Takes strike 1. Gonzalez 1 for 2 is an RBI single in the 3rd. Drove in Alex Peltier. Line drive hard in the left, but it hangs up for Capers, out number 1.
Yeah, almost 90 miles an hour off the bat, straight into the opposite field. A hard hit from Gonzalez, a bit of an unlucky result.
Here's Peyton Steele. Steele's record of scoring or driving in a run in every game is at risk. He has done neither today. If he gets on, though, he'll set himself up to do so. He's 0 for 1. He does have a walk in the 3rd. Stranded on first base. That first pitch fouled away. Also grounded out to the 3rd baseman, Gavin Miller. Steele, the University of Alabama product, had 12 at-bats, picked up 4 hits, including a double and a homer. The doubles have continued in the Cal Ripken League. He's got 6, still waiting and looking for that first home run. But since arriving a couple days into the season, he has been a weapon in the middle of this lineup. He's hit third, he's hit fifth, and he has produced. Pop fly foul, strike 2.
Yeah, he came a little late, being at Alabama. They made it to the NCAA tournament, but he's been solid. The 6 doubles, has a walk today as well. Has hit in the middle of the order, somewhere from 3 to 6 in every single game. He's been a very key contributor to this Big Train team.
Still looking for that first 3-game hit streak. It won't come here. Waves and misses at strike 3. 2 quick outs for Stephen Curry, who has retired 4 of the 5 batters he's seen.
Now batting number 6, Logan Pennett.
Logan Panette's got a pair of strikeouts. He will hit for the 3rd time. First time against a righty. He has had much more success against right-handers, as we've talked about Quincy. So, looking to turn his day around. Would be unsurprising to see him back in the lineup in Game 2, probably manning third base. So, would start here. He chopped off at the handle and ended up hitting it right back towards Curry, who flips on to first. That bat went flying into the netting. Very quick inning. Just 8 pitches for Stephen Curry, and we will take a look at the Cal Ripken League standings during the break.
Despite the Big Train being off for a couple days, there have still been some updates in the standings, although Bethesda still does lead the North Division.
Bro, he needs a new bat. He's been slumping.
The Big Train hold fast at a 10-5 record, a game above second place Silver Spring. Only now has 4 games in hand on both of the top 2 teams in the division, equaling Bethesda in wins, but is still 2 games back, with Bethesda having 4 in hand. Down in the south, Southern Maryland has expanded its lead over DC and Alexandria, despite both those teams' recent hot spurts. Metro SoCo still bringing up the rear in the south.
W5L1 9L. We'll take a look around the games coming up tonight. No other games currently in action, but the Southern Maryland Senators will put their league best record on the line against the Olney Crop Dusters in Olney at 6:30. The T-Bolts travel to Woodbridge to take on the DC Grays, and the Metro South County Braves will try to end their losing streak before it makes it to double digits. They host the Gaithersburg Giants, who sit in last in the Northern Division. Metro SoCo sitting in last in the South. Cole Ketchum continues to work into the 5th. He'll get the 3-4-5 Derek Almeida and then the Gavins, Miller and Degnan.
Yeah, if the Big Train were to win both games of today's doubleheader and Southern Maryland were to lose against Olney, they would take over for the best record in the league.
Ground ball to third base. Corbin waits back on it. Fires over to first in the dirt, but picked easily by Emilio Gonzalez. Really routine scoop. He made it look. That was a tougher play than it may have seemed.
Yeah, Gonzalez is pretty fantastic over there at first. A big body. It takes a lot to get something by him.
Big Train will play 2 against the Senators tomorrow. They lost in Southern Maryland the first time the 2 teams met. So regardless of the outcomes today, if the Big Train pick up at least 1 win, if they can split the doubleheader, They will have a chance to overtake Southern Maryland. Another ground ball to third base. Corbin to the backhand this time. He drops it and throws on to first, but not in time. That'll be an E5. Gavin Miller beating out the late throw from Corbin, who has been busy over at third and has been pretty sharp until that play.
Yeah, he's been pretty solid over there. It is his first error, but, he doesn't play third every single day.
All right, Gavin Degnan to the plate. This stretch of hitters, 3-4-5, strung together 3 singles for the second run that the Aces scored. Against Divini, this time a ground out to third and then an E5. So 1 on, 1 away for Degnan, who had the RBI of that sequence. He's 1 for 2. His other out, also a ground out to third.
Yeah, those 3 hits came for the 3 guys that were due up this inning, Almeida, Miller, and Degnan.
Corbin has been the busiest defender for the Big Train. He's been tested 6 times. He's got 3 ground outs. As this one bounced to catch him. He has 1 play at first, an overhand flip for out number 2. Nice soft contact. That ball bounced off home plate and lollipopped in to Ketchum's mitt. As I was saying, Corbin tested 6 times. He's got 3 5-3 putouts. He's caught a pop-up. And the E5 and then the ground ball he was able to keep on the infield with runners in second and third and 2 outs to prevent 2 runs from scoring. Won't show up in the stat sheet, but it was a nice play. Ernie Echeverria to the plate. Over to second's Gavin Miller on that play. So Echeverria, base hit could cut the lead to 1. He has just 2 of those all season, though. He's been aboard twice on walks. Echeverria, the Penn product. He's a pretty good hitter at Penn, hit 276. 4 extra base hits, a 774 OPS. Line drive into right field, testing Steele, who's charging hard and will not get there. Ball 1 hops to him. Steele's throw home. Not in time. Gavin Miller slides in safely. Peyton Steele comes up just short. And an RBI single for Echeverria. The lead is 4-3.
That play was close. I thought that Miller was going to be in there standing up. Steele with an absolute seed to home, but just a half second too late.
Well, avid watchers of the Big Train will remember the last time that happened, and I was on the call. I said a runner was scoring easily, and then out of nowhere, Peyton Steele gunned home for a putout. I did not make that mistake this time, and play was very close, unfortunately, just a hair late. A good job by Echeverria, who's been on board all 3 times today. Now, Diego Pena, pair of strikeouts from the 7 spot. Both of the DHs today have struggled. Pena and Panette combined 0 for 5, 4 strikeouts. 0-1 from Ketchum in there for strike 2.
And that's only the 3rd hit that Cole Ketchum has allowed this year. And that run will be unearned because Miller reached on the air by Parker Corbin.
Ketchum looking to escape with the lead intact. 0-2 pitch. Breathes deeply, now kicks and deals. Fastball ran way upstairs.
Yeah, Ketchum has a routine. He kind of takes a big, deep breath on the mound before every pitch, and you saw Echeverria jumping off of first while he was doing that. So maybe if they can time that up, the Aces, that being, could try to take a base maybe.
Echeverria, probably not the guy to do it, but you never know. 1-2 from Ketchum, and
now they called a balk.
Nah,
either
pitch
a balk
timer
or a pitch
violation.
clock. I thought I heard him say balk. He said clock.
Yeah.
Which is close.
So count moves to 2-2. Ketchum in a little bit more of a pressure spot than he was a second ago. You said it. He takes a while on the mound, which with the pitch clock that is now commonplace in both the college and pro game, he has to be careful. 2-2 pitch. Half swing. Did not offer. Count runs full.
Yeah, it is the third base umpire who keeps the clock. There's always an umpire at the plate, an umpire at first, and then an umpire that rotates between second and third, depending on where the next play would be. But that's the guy that keeps the clock.
Occasionally you see the first base umpire slide to the middle of the field, but it is the guy who's usually on third most of the way there. That is a balk. Cole Ketchum went to pick off And Emilio Gonzalez was not covering first, so he just let the ball go. So a pitch clock violation and a balk. Not the smoothest of at-bats for Ketchum, although that one less of his fault and more of a miscommunication between pitcher and first baseman.
You got the slow catcher at first and 2 outs. Gotta think the focus should be on the batter.
Well, focus on the batter now. Full count, 2 outs. Echeverry at second. Diego Pena at the plate. Curveball misses. Pena aboard for the first time with a walk. And Trip Capers, who already has an RBI double in this game, will have a chance to tie it or give his team the lead with an extra base hit.
Yeah, another big at-bat. These two have gone back and forth. Both teams have taken turns with the lead. It's come down to a 1-run game in the 5th. A big at-bat for Capers, who already has a double today.
Foul tip for strike 1. It's been an entertaining game, Quincy. Alexandria jumped out to a 1-0 lead, courtesy of that Capers RBI double. Then Big Train tallied 2, allowed the game to be tied before scoring 2 more, but Aces are threatening in the 5th. They already have 1. And there are 2 aboard with 2 outs. Ketchum looking to work out of a jam. This ball's lined down the left field line and just hooks foul. Trip Capers a little out in front, or else that could have been trouble for the Big Train.
Yeah, against Southern Maryland, that happened to them a lot. A lot of like looping fly balls that landed a foot fair down the right field and left field lines. That one just foul from Capers.
Ketchum way ahead 0-2. Comes home, swing and a miss. Strike 3 to set down Capers, his second strikeout. Ketchum's second strikeout. But the Aces tack on 1. It's now 4-3. We go to the 6th. Stephen Curry looking for a 3 here. He's pitched into his 3rd inning. Has not allowed a run yet. Looking to work a 3rd scoreless, although the first time was just 2/3 of an inning in relief of Christopher. But he has been sharp so far. Retired 5 of the 6 batters he's faced. The lone exception being a walk to Brennan Wright. 7, 8, 9, Skoronsky, Corbett, and Murphy bat. That was the danger part of the lineup last time through. Parker Corbin's home run, Dylan Murphy doubled and scored for the 2 runs that the Big Train scored in the 5th. Curry came on after the Dylan Murphy double, so this will be his first time facing these 3 hitters. He's behind 2-0 to Skoronsky. Fouled back. Josh Skoronsky has been very effective putting the ball on the bat. He is reached in every start. That's at risk here. He has not struck out since June 12th. His numbers not the highest on the team, but steadily climbing since a slow start early. And ahead in the count, 3-1. Another ball will extend that reach base streak. All of his starts. He's coming in pinch hit appearance a couple times and not reached. 3-1 pitch. Fly ball deep into center field, pushing back hums and capers, and this is off the scoreboard. It's extra bases. Josh Skaronski's got a double. He gets on base the fun way. That's his 4th double of the season, and the Big Train's 3rd extra base hit of the day.
That ball was smoked. 95 miles an hour straight into the gap. Just a powerful opposite field hit from Skaronski, a guy that's normally just a straight pull hitter when he really gets a hang of one, but that time working to all fields, a leadoff double. And with this being a one-run game, I know Corbin has the home run earlier in this one. I wouldn't hate trying to manufacture this run across.
Especially with Dylan Murphy on deck. Murphy just the 1 strikeout this year. If Parker Corbin, or if Coach Sal feels confident in Corbin's ability to bunt, I wouldn't hate laying one down and giving Murphy the chance to drive one in, since he's so adept at putting the ball in play. Ground ball, fly ball, anything will do it. At least force Alexandria to pull their infield in.
It might be pretty mean to ask the guy that just hit a ball out of here to go out there and bunt, but we'll see.
At the same time, you'll do what you got to do for the baseball team to pick up a win. Big Train have 10 wins on the season.
There it is.
And it's by squaring to bunt in situations like this. Corbin pulled back. That ball was in the dirt. So good call by you, Quincy. We'll see if he does it again. Corners are now in to defend the bunt.
Yeah, Skaronski has some speed, but not a ton. 3
swinging away, but we're accomplishing the same result. It's a 4-3 put out. Torrey Huber to Riley Norton, but the runner moves over, so a productive at-bat for Parker Corbin just will not go down as a sacrifice in the scorebook.
You'll take that. Got to move the runner up to 3rd there, and he does.
Absolutely. Now Dylan Murphy, who's got a double in this game, his first extra base hit of the season. He only has 2 RBIs, but like I mentioned, just the 1 strikeout all year. So if there's a guy you want at the plate with a runner on 3rd, less than 2 outs, it's this guy. Infield all the way in. A lot of space up the middle. Derek Almeida shaded pretty far to the left side at shortstop.
Definitely playing Murphy to pull.
1-0 pitch. Wave and a miss, strike 1. Curry hunting a K here. One bounces in the other batter's box. Dylan Murphy looking for that all-important insurance run. Big Train lead 4-3, top of the 6th. They're the road team in this one. They'll be the home team in the second half of today's doubleheader. 2-1. Ground ball sharply and fair. Inside the third base bag. Murphy's rounding first, heading for second. Skaronski scores easily. And Dylan Murphy now heading for 3rd. Trip Capers had trouble out and left. Murphy stands up at 3rd. We'll see if that's a triple or a double and an error. But regardless, an extra base hit, his 2nd of the game and the season, and an RBI to extend the lead to 5-3.
Yeah, you're harping about his lack of extra base hits coming into this game. 2 doubles, both of them just hammered on the ground down the third base line, a perfect spot to put it. And now you got the defense for Alexandria in the same spot with that runner on 3rd, 1 out, infield in.
So it's tough to see what went on in the left field corner, but the official scorer rule gives him a triple. So Dylan Murphy's got his first triple and his first double of the season in this game. Alex Peltier, another guy you love to have at the plate with runners in scoring position. He's hitting .440 with guys in position to score. And even more confusing, Almeida playing in that similar spot, pretty far shaded over on the left side. Peltier is almost all of his hits go right back up the middle. So a little bit of a surprising move, I think, positionally there. We'll see what he does with the 1-1 pitch. Curry comes home and gets a big swing and a miss from Peltier. Not immune to the strikeout. 12 Ks on the year for Peltier. This would be a big one for Curry. Peltier does have a sac fly and a pair of singles in this game. Looking to pad the Big Train lead, make him feel a little more comfortable. The 1-2 pitch. Good scoop by Echeverria behind the plate. Or else Murphy might have had a chance to score.
Yeah, but how about the day for Murphy? 2 runs scored, a triple, a double, a walk. For a guy that doesn't play every day.
Chance to score a third run here if Peltier can do a job. 2-2 pitch. Curry comes home. Bounced slowly and fell. Curry taking a deep breath. Aces have won 5 in a row, but at risk here, trailing 5-3 in the 6th. Big Train looking to turn it into a streak. They've won their last 2. Slow curveball. Never really broke down into the zone. Count is full.
And since starting the year 1-3, Big Train winners of 9 of their last 11.
They won 6 in a row, which the Aces are looking to match here. Big swing and a miss. Alex Peltier goes down swinging. So 2 away, and Dylan Murphy remains on third.
Yeah, but the longest winning streak of the year came from Southern Maryland. They lost on opening day and then won 9 in a row. They sit at 12-5. They've been a little slower as of late, but still at the top of the league. And then on the flip side, you got the Metro Soco Braves. Started the year 3-5. They've lost 9 in a row. And they have a matchup with Gaithersburg, 2 teams that sit pretty far behind everybody else. You know, 6 teams make the playoffs, and the Braves and Giants are both pretty well behind everybody. In fact, every single team in the Ripken League has a winning record besides those 2.
That is a crazy stat to look at. There'll be a break for some water. It's getting really hot out here, so I think just making sure that Curry doesn't overheat on the mound. The trainer is out. Big Train's team trainer, since it's a Big Train home game. Head coach Sal Colangelo's out along with the Aces head coach just to check on Curry. No team in the Cal Ripken League has more than 9 losses, except for the Giants and the Braves. Both have 14. They sit a combined 7-28 on the year. That is a winning percentage between the 2 teams of just 200.
And with both of them being around 5 games out of a playoff spot, I know we're still in the first half of the year, but there's only 25 games left, and even less for those teams. Today's game really going to be huge if one could pick up a win over the other one.
Well, Brennan Wright looking to pick up or help his team pick up a win, what would be the Big Train's 3rd straight.
The music's still playing. The umpire's going to ask to cut it.
Ball 1 will count, but music now cutting out. Well, Curry remains on the bump. We'll take on Wright, who has had a pretty productive day himself, a single, a walk, a stolen base. Batting now for the 4th time. Two-0 pitch in the dirt. Now Brendan Wright all the way ahead. Dylan Murphy not forced anywhere off third. John Martinez, who's got a single, stands on deck. 3-ball count. Steph Curry's specialty. It runs for ball 4. Well, there will be runners at the corners. And John Martinez to the plate, and this will be it for Curry. Second mound visit of the inning. Although, technically, I'm not sure the first one counts since it was a medical reason, but have to imagine regardless, and there it is.
There's a righty heading out of the pen.
Call to the bullpen, so we'll have a new pitcher for the Aces. Curry worked very sharp 1 2/3, but struggled here in his 3rd inning of work. 1 run already across the plate, 2 runners on. We'll get you the new pitcher who will look to work out of this jam when we come back. Cole Gebbin, the new pitcher, on to relieve Stephen Curry, who could not get his 3. 2 1/3 for Curry. 2 hits. 1 run with 2 runners that he is responsible for. Walked a pair, struck out a pair. John Martinez will face the new righty, Gebbin, out of Western Michigan. He has pitched against the Big Train, struggled, as many of the Aces pitchers did in their first matchup. Big Train won that game 15-3 in Alexandria. Gebbin pitched a third of an inning, gave up 2 hits and a walk, 2 earned runs. On the season, the ERA sits at 4.50. Only 3 earned runs, 2 of them coming against the Big Train. He's got 3 strikeouts in 6 innings pitched. Does have a loss to his record across 4 appearances. Even in the count with Martinez, big spot for Gebbin, looking to hold the lead at 2 and keep the Aces in it. They'll bat 9-1-2 in the top half. So the big bat's coming up.
Yeah, big at bat here for Gebbin out of the pen to try to get just 1 more out and keep this lead at 2. The Aces have been really threatening.
1-1 off speed, misses low. Gebbin does have 6 walks in 6 innings this season, so control has been an issue. A free base is open at second base, but if you're Gebbin, you want to sell out to not have to face Emilio Gonzalez with the bases loaded. Pop fly into left. Playable for Capers. He's near the line and makes the grab. Had to reach back. Overran it just a little bit. A third out of the inning, but the Big Train pick up a run. A Josh Skoronsky double, a Dylan Murphy triple. He's stranded on third. 1 run, 2 hits, 2 left on. And the Big Train extend their lead to 5-3. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Aces need to rally. In the bottom of the 6th, Cole Ketchum is out looking to work his 3rd straight inning. He allowed an unearned run in the bottom of the 5th, courtesy of a Parker Corbin error at 3rd, and then an Ernie Echeverria RBI single. Norton's 0 for 2, Hums 0 for 2 with a walk, Huber 0 for 2 with a walk. First pitch to Norton, strike 1. Good frame job by Dylan Murphy to pull that one into the strike zone. Pop up, right side, and out of play. Cole Ketchum way ahead in the count, 0-2. Looking to make quick work of the 9-hitter Riley Norton. Excuse me, count 1-1. That's taken for ball 2.
Another decent frame job there from Murphy.
Count 2-1. I mistook the umpire signal on the first pitch of the at-bat. Two 2-1 pitch from Ketchum hits Norton, and he'll be aboard for the first time. Leadoff man on for the first time all game for the Aces.
Now batting for the Aces, number 3.
Yeah, the Big Train have done a great job of getting outs early in innings. It just once again has been the 2-out rallies that have caused them their pitching struggles, which has been a theme throughout this year.
The Big Train have gotten the leadoff runner on just twice in this game, so it's been a lot of first batter outs on both sides. But Aces will have a chance. 1 on, no out. It's Cooper Hums. Takes strike 1 Hums. Pop out to the third baseman Corbin. Fly out to center. And then a walk and a stolen base in the 4th, but he was left on second. Oh, 1 pitch. Up and in. Riley Norton walking for just the second time all season. Not a stolen base threat over there. The big first baseman will stay put in all likelihood. 6'2", 235, the runner on first. Hums stands tall from the left-hand side. Flies it foul for strike 2.
We've got some thick cloud cover coming from center field. The sun has pretty much gone away, and there is some rain potentially in the forecast. There is a storm system pretty decently to the east of us, or to the west of us right now, but it could be coming. It might die down, though, before the second game starts is the hope.
The sun providing, or the clouds providing a much-needed relief from this sun. 1-2 pitch from Ketchum. Misses inside. High got up to 90 degrees today, but the sun was hitting hard, so it felt more like 95 to 97 on the field. 2-2 pitch from Ketchum. Lift and a fire, fouled straight back by Hums on a pitch well above the zone.
And this is a really big at-bat for Harms, because you got after Harms, it's Huber, and then Almeida and Miller, who have both been hot today and have been some of the best hitters for the Aces this year. Ketchum really would not like to face them with multiple runners on if he can.
2-2 pitch. Bounced off of himself. Cooper Hums staying alive with a piece of that curveball.
Yeah, 10 inches of induced vertical break, 15 inches of induced horizontal break. That pitch was moving a lot, and Hums just had to throw the bat out at it and hope he fouled one off to see another pitch.
Yeah,
Just shows you how great Ketchum's stuff is.
It's like a 10-5 curveball there. 2-2 from Ketchum. Fastball hit hard, but Gonzalez at diving stop. Steps on first, throws to second, and John Martinez tags out Norton. A beautiful double play from Emilio Gonzalez. It goes 3-6 on the tag play, and there are 2 away here in the 6th.
That is a huge defensive play. We just talked about Ketchum facing the middle of the order with 2 runners on. Now he gets to face him with no runners on. Emilio Gonzalez, I mean, we talk about how good the outfield has been defensively. Skoronski and Steele, both with big arms. Peltier, a lot of speed in center. Give Emilio Gonzalez his flowers for the defensive play. He's been keeping up at first base this season. That was a great play.
Hey, he's been fantastic. Really good fielding ground balls, really good stretching. Has picked a couple of tough throws. That might be his defensive highlight of the season thus far, though. A big spot to make that play, and a huge play to make, going to the backhand on his knees, stepping on first, and then a throw right on line. And Norton never saw it coming, really. Didn't even attempt to get out of the way of the tag or slide. Ketchum behind 2-0, but the situation a lot less dire now, facing Toby Huber with 2 away and nobody on. 2-0 pitch from Ketchum. Just misses the strike zone. Way behind.
Yeah, we'll see if Ketchum were to get out of this inning unscathed, if they throw him out for the 7th, or they try to throw somebody else out to potentially get the save. Owen Stewart was out there throwing. He was throwing a football earlier. Does have a save on his record this year.
Yeah, action in the pen now. Can't tell who it is from our angle. Ball 4 on the 3-ball count. So Huber aboard with a walk for the 2nd time. Almeida comes to the plate.
Yeah, Stewart threw 25 pitches 4 days ago.
Ketchum's at 45 pitches. Got to imagine he's approaching the end of the line. Maybe Lopez, the pitching coach, out to tell him 1 more batter, 2 more batters, whatever it might be, or just to settle him down. 2 outs and a runner on first here in the 6th.
Yeah, the last time out against Gaithersburg, the Big Train used 5 pitchers. It was Peterson, Madigan, Cass, Kaler, and Gladden. Haven't seen Brashear in a while. He last pitched on the 21st.
Wouldn't be shocked to see him piggyback off of Connor Lehman in the second half of this doubleheader.
That is true. There is another game to play today and 2 more to play tomorrow.
Oh.
So we'll see how. I think
Colangelo,
that might make it more likely that Ketchum goes out there for another, although he is pretty high in the pitch count right now.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Owen Stewart has gone on short rest. That first pitch hits Almeida in the head. Not a good sign for Ketchum. His 2nd hit by pitch of the inning. His 3rd free pass.
And it's now when you really look back at that double play Gonzalez made.
And
a lot of praise.
it looks like that'll be the end of the line. Maybe not, but... And, yeah, here comes Colangelo. Owen Stewart will be the reliever. Derek Almeida getting checked out over at first base. He took that ball. Hard to tell if it was off the helmet. Looks like he just motioned off of his shoulder, which is a better alternative. So Cole Ketchum goes 2 2/3. He will trot towards the dugout. Stewart on for what likely will be a 4-out save chance. We'll take a break as Stewart makes the long walk towards the mound. Derek Almeida looks all right. We will come back on Big Train Baseball Network. The home team, who are actually the road team, the Bethesda Big Train, lead 5-3. The tying run at the plate when we come back. Owen Stewart, the team's best high-leverage reliever this season, on for his chance for his second save. He has worked 7 1/3 innings, has allowed 6 total base runners, and no runs allowed. He's struck out 8. His last time out was 2 scoreless innings against the Braves. Gave up 2 hits, struck out 2. His only save came courtesy of 2 outs and 5 pitches against the T-Bolts all the way back on June 6th. But he's come in a bunch of times for the Big Train where they are up big and then allowing a late rally. Happened against Gaithersburg on the 19th, against Olney on the 22nd, and just shut the door.
Yeah, the only other guy with a save is Kide Adatui, way back in a game against the Crop Dusters. He's now been moved to a starter. Stewart really the only pure closer or high leverage reliever that the Big Train have been going to.
I believe Tanner Kaler has a save, but I think it was of the 3-inning variety.
He might.
So not necessarily a high leverage situation. 2-1 from Stewart. Misses outside.
Yeah, he threw 2 innings on the 21st against Silver Spring and did get a save. Also got a hold in the first game against Silver Spring. So he's another guy that the Big Train have been going to in high leverage spots.
Yeah, but Stewart, kind of the 9th inning guy. That ball hit hard but foul. Well out of play. The tying run is aboard. Full count and 2 outs. Stewart looking to close the door on this 6th inning and then come back out to end it in the 7th in all likelihood.
Yeah, the runners will be moving with 3-2, 2 outs.
Runners will get a head start. That means even a single, if it's placed well, could score 2. Payoff pitch. Stewart in the zone for a strike 3. Owen Stewart knew it. And he gets out of a jam. A huge punch out on a full count. A Big Train go to the 7th, still leading by 2. Emilio Gonzalez will hit in the 7th. Gonzalez 1 for 2 today. 1 for 3, excuse me. RBI single in the 3rd. Hit one hard to left that was caught by Capers in the 5th. Also a ground out to second base. Cole Gebbins still working.
And the Aces have been threatening. They've left runners on in every inning, and they've left multiple runners on in 3 innings. So they've been really close to tying this one. You'd like another run to feel really comfortable if you're the Big Train.
Gonzalez had 3-0. Aces have stranded 10 across 6 innings. Big Train have stranded 7. That pitch finds the outside corner for a strike. (3-1) pitch. That one's in the dirt. Gonzalez aboard for the second time. First walk issued by Gebben.
Now batting number 20, Peyton Steele.
Peyton Steele to the plate. He is hitless. He's over 2. He has walked. But his stretch of 10 straight games producing at least 1 run, either scoring or driving one in, officially at risk. This will be, in all likelihood, his last at-bat, although the Aces could tie it. Big Train still haven't gone to extra innings this season, Quincy.
They have not, and if they were to today, it would just be an 8th inning.
So, not quite the same thing. They also have not played in a game that has ended in a walk-off yet. Ball 2's in the dirt for either team, whether they're at home or on the road. At home, but the visiting team on the scoreboard today. In this game, Game 2, they will be the normal home team. 2-1 pitch. In the dirt again, Gebben. 1 pitch away from walking the first 2. 5-3's the score. Big Train trailed 1-0, then jumped out to a 2-1 lead. Aces even it at 2. Big Train made it 4-2 in the 4th, and then each team has tacked on 1 since. Ball 4 to Steele. Back-to-back walks to open the 7th. And if the Big Train can push across another run or 2, that would make Owen Stewart's day a little more comfortable.
And we mentioned this back in the 6th when Skowronski had the leadoff double and then Corbin was up, talking about this could be a time to lay down a bunt with runs being so crucial right now to get some insurance going into the bottom half for Stewart. I know Panett a big power hitter, but might not be a bad spot to try to lay one down and get these runners to second and third.
Yeah, I don't hate it. Panett 0 for 3 today, a couple of strikeouts and a broken bat ground out to the pitcher. Meanwhile, Skowronski on deck has a double. Corbin following him has a home run, and Dylan Murphy, 3 batters down the line, has reached all 3 times, including a double and a triple. So the production is there behind him. Panett squares around early, pulls back pick to second, and Gonzalez is thrown out. A heads-up play by Echeverria and the shortstop Almeida, and a bad base-running mistake from Emilio Gonzalez cuts down the lead runner.
I know we're talking about Ernie Echeverria and how he only has a .077 average, but give credit to him today. I know he had that blunder with the ball slipping out of his hand getting into the outfield, but he's made some plays behind the plate today. That's a big play right there. Like we said, Panett was scoring to bunt, and they knew Gonzalez would have a pretty big lead off a second. Just a beautiful throw down.
Really nice play. Good job by Echeverria and Almeida be on the same page there. And Gonzalez just wasn't ready. Didn't even have a dive or a slide back into the bag. Good block there by Echeverria for ball 1.
I wonder if that's a spot where if you see it going through, you just try to take off for third.
Yeah,
if you're that far off the base.
I think faster runner, maybe a guy who's a little headier on the base paths might do so. Gonzalez, though.
Like Peltier doesn't think twice.
No,
Like,
Peltier's
in
off
fact,
for
we've
third.
seen him do that this year.
Yeah, Peltier's off for third. I bet a couple of the guys in the lineup, Brendan Wright probably off for third. But that's a tough play. You got to have that thinking. Logan Panett rung up on strikes for out number 2. So Big Train go from 2 on and nobody out to just 1 on and 2 outs. And Josh Skowronski, their last hope at extending the lead. Ball 1, 6 inches above the dirt. Skowronski does have a double off the scoreboard. Came around to score on the Dylan Murphy triple that snuck inside the third base bag. 1-0 pitch is inside. Skowronski 3 for 5, just a home run away from the cycle on Wednesday. He's 1 for 3 today, fouls off the 2-0. His numbers have been climbing lately. And they should continue to do so after his double in the 6th. He's walked more than he's struck out. He's got a 759 OPS. He now has 5 extra base hits and 12 runs scored. And this is your guy who's hitting 7th. 2-1 pitch. Line the other way, hooking foul. Skoronsky just missed a second base hit. Peyton Steele on first. Wouldn't be too surprised to see him moving with the pitch. Has a couple of stolen bases to his name. He is 2 for 3 on the base paths. But a very short lead over at first. And takes off in a delayed steal. And Echeverria cannot handle the high pitch. So stolen base for Peyton Steele, who did not get a great jump.
And a good spot to go there for Steele. Puts a guy in scoring position with 2 out.
A payoff pitch from Gebin to Skoronsky. A base hit could extend the lead. And it's lined towards second, out past the outstretched glove of Huber. Rounding third is Steele. Throw to the plate is dropped by Echeverria. Skoronsky heads over to second. An RBI single for Skoronsky. The lead is extended. Peyton Steele extends his streak of scoring or driving one in every game. And a big 6th run from Josh Skoronsky, who stays hot.
That's big right there. That was big. And the throw from Degnan in right field actually beat Steele to the plate, but Echeverria not able to hold on to the ball while getting the tag down. A huge play there to get that 3rd run, or to get a lead of 3 runs.
Actually have seen that before with Peyton Steele, where a throw has beaten him to the plate and just a hard, aggressive slide, not a dirty one. He's not trying to knock the ball out, but a hard slide has dislodged the ball from the catcher's mitt. This one results in the 6th run of the game. So an RBI single and a run scored on a double for Skoronsky. Parker Corbin, who grounded out to second base in what was effectively a bunting situation where he swung the bat but produced the same outcome, is now at the plate. He also has a solo home run back in the 4th inning. That was his 2nd of the season. Runner on second, 2 away for Corbin, who is batting .316 with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, you talk about Corbin hitting 182 coming into this game, but he has slugged well and he has come up in big spots. Like, he's not just striking out with runners on. He's been productive despite the average not being as high as you'd want it to be.
Ahead 3-1 in the count. Dylan Murphy, who's had the best day of any big train hitter, stands on deck. Gebin does not want to see him if he can avoid it, but he won't avoid it. Ball 4 outside. So 2 aboard for Dylan Murphy, who's got a pair of extra base hits and a walk today.
Now batting number 9, Dylan Murphy.
Yeah, double, triple, walk, 2 runs. Very solid day at the office for Murphy.
Murphy heard me talking about his struggles in the extra base hit category, really the only department where he hasn't been super effective coming into the day this season, and said, all right, I'll put 2 extra base hits on the board. Check swing, did not offer. So count 2-0. Alex Peltier stands on deck. He's been so effective with guys in scoring position, although he did strike out in the 6th. 2-0 pitch from Gebin. In for strike 1 right on the corner, low and outside. Hard to make a better pitch than that. 2-1, way inside on Murphy, who had to twist out of the way. (3-1). Ground ball, third base, just foul.
Yeah, Murphy's been loving that third base line today. Both of his extra base hits were coming straight down that line and into the corner.
Yeah, 2 hard ground balls. One of them a double that kicked off the fencing where it tucks in, where it cuts inside towards the field. The triple got past the fencing and rolled all the way into the deep corner. A full count to Dylan Murphy. Payoff pitch from Gebben. Runners get a head start. Ground ball to third. It sneaks through. Rounding third and heading for home is Skaronski. And Dylan Murphy's got himself an RBI single. And the Big Train are on top 7-3. They are padding on here in the 7th.
And that's the third straight game where we've had someone one leg short of the cycle. I doubt Dylan Murphy gets another at-bat to try to get the home run. But still, a great day at the office for him. 3 hits, a walk, scored 3 times. RBIs for him as well.
Alex Peltier is 6 for 10 with runners in scoring position and 2 out. He bats with a first and second and 2 away against Cole Gebben, who got a big third out to strand 2 in the 6th, but has placed 5 of the 6 runners he's faced in the 7th aboard. The pickoff of Gonzalez, the only reason he's got 2 outs instead of 1. Big Train have racked up 11 hits in 7 innings. The ball skips in front of Echeverria, bounces to the backstop over near the first base dugout. Runners advance 90 feet, and now 2 ducks on the pond for Peltier.
Yeah, this has just been a great inning for the Big Train in terms of not wanting to get out of here with no more runs. Because they came into this inning with the 2-run lead, doing all they can to help their closer, Owen Stewart, get that save.
Peltier wave and a miss at strike 2.
But they've just been hitting so well this inning and taking their time. 3 walks and 2 singles. And like you said, if Gonzalez doesn't get picked off, they're sitting with the bases loaded and 1 out right now.
It counts 1-2. Gebben comes home. Another bouncer, but smothered by Echeverria. A lot of 2s going on right now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 men aboard. Big Train have plated 2 in the inning. Cole Gebben comes home to Peltier. Chopped into the mid, a foul tip for strike 3. So Alex Peltier down on strikes for the 2nd straight at-bat. But the Big Train pick up a big 2 insurance runs. Owen Stewart on to get the final 3 outs of the save when we come back on Big Train Baseball Network. Stewart gets the 5, 6, 7. It's Degnan, the right fielder, then Echeverria behind the plate, and Diego Pena. The Aces trail by 4. their 5-game win streak on the line. And they will have to score 4 runs against the Big Train's probably their best pitcher. The guy with the most innings on the team without a run allowed. He's worked 7 2/3, including his out to escape the 6th. And they'll have to tack on 4 if they want a chance to send this to extras. Fly ball center field, Peltier ranging over, so is Steele, and it'll be Peyton Steele who makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Ernie Echeverria has been the most productive Aces hitter. Came into the day with just an OPS of 363, but he has walked twice. He is an RBI single and a run scored. Aces have 3 runs. He is responsible in some way for 2 of them. Bats with nobody on and 1 out. Owen Stewart, 86-mile-an-hour cutter on the outside corner for strike 1.
And one thing about Stewart that you sometimes see late relievers struggle with is he throws a lot of strikes. Not a lot of walks from him in any of his outings. He's walked 2 and struck out 8.
Yeah, 1 walk against DC and 2 innings of work all the way back on June 9th, and then his second walk coming against the Crop Dusters on the 22nd. That was last Sunday. So allowed 4 hits. Those are the only 6 base runners he's put on all season, making his 7th appearance of the year. That will tie Evan Saratani atop the Cal Ripken League for the most appearances made by any pitcher. Ball 4, 3rd walk of the season issued by Stewart. Stewart, the only Big Train pitcher with more than 4 outings, and this is his 7th. So Ernie Echeverria aboard for the 4th time today. And Diego Pena, who homered in the 6th inning yesterday, will now bat with 1 on and 1 out. Pena Day, a couple of strikeouts and a walk. Stewart missing the plate now.
And you mentioned this being his 7th appearance. He's done exactly what you want to as a late inning reliever in his 6 appearances so far. The most pitches he's thrown is 31, and he's had 3 outings under 10 pitches. 5 pitches on the 19th and on the 6th, and then 8 pitches on opening day.
Just threw his 16th pitch for strike 2 to Pena.
You got to love when your relievers out of the bullpen are efficient and not laboring through innings.
And the less traffic they can face, the better, obviously. 1-2. Check swing. Did not go. Good job by Pena to hold up on that slider. A big 2-2 pitch from Stewart. Comes home. Slider in there for strike 3. Owen Stewart, 2nd strikeout of the day. And the Aces are down to their final out.
Yeah, and Pena knew it immediately. He started walking back to the dugout before the plate umpire even rung him up. Just a beautiful pitch right on the front hip from Owen Stewart. And the Big Train 1 out away from win number 11.
It'll be up to Trip Capers to prolong this game. He waves and misses at strike 1. Capers, the RBI double in the 2nd, but has struck out 2 times since then. He was the only victim of Cole Ketchum, but he struck out in both appearances against the Ole Miss righty. Owen Stewart ahead 0-2. The Big Train are 1 pitch away from their 3rd consecutive win. (0-2) from Stewart. Capers does not offer. The clapping picks up in the stands. Stewart comes home with the 1-2. Fastball outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Stewart set at the belt, now delivers line drive into right field, a base hit. Well, there are 2 aboard, and the tying run is on deck. But first, Riley Norton will have to do his part. He has been hit by a pitch. He has struck out and grounded out to the pitcher. He also has 18 strikeouts this season, but just needs to find a way on by any means necessary to extend this game.
Yeah, and then if they were to load the bases, the tying run would come up at the top of the order. So a big at-bat here for Stewart, and this game now before the top of the order comes up for the Aces for what would be the 5th time today.
Yeah, Aces have gone through the lineup a bunch, just have not produced runs. 6 hits today. They have walked 7 times and been hit by 2 pitches. So 15 runners aboard. It's just been a struggle to push them across. 1-1. Ground ball to first base. Gonzalez scoops it, goes to second, and that's the final out. The Big Train are full steam ahead, their 3rd straight win. They end the Aces win streak at 5. They move to 11-5. Owen Stewart the save. Cole Ketchum will get the win. 2.2 innings, 1 hit, an unearned run, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. Stewart goes an inning and a third. He gives up a hit, a walk, strikes out 2, picks up the save. Michael Deviney was the starter. Went 3 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. On the other side, Mason Christopher takes the loss, gave up 4 runs across 3 1/3 innings, just 2 of them earned. Stephen Curry, Cole Gabbin, both allowed runs in relief. Quincy, we got about 40 minutes until game number 2, but any final thoughts before that?
Well, I think what we talked about in the open is both of these teams are on fire in terms of the hitting department. How is the pitching going to combat them? Not walking people was something that we talked about, but also not getting the leadoff man out. The Big Train did a great job of not letting runners on to start innings. I thought everyone that pitched did a pretty good job of that. And they only allowed 2 earned runs of the 3 that they allowed today. Just a beautiful performance, I think, from all 3 guys. Deviney, Ketchum, and Stewart. I think they all did a great job in terms of run prevention. You can nitpick things from a few of them if you want, but that and also the late inning runs, they really kind of just kept up the pace. I really like those 2 runs they pushed across in the 7th to make this a 4-run game. All in all, a great win, and they'll look to go for the sweeping game too.
Yeah, the Big Train adept at pushing across runs late in games. They have been very good about padding leads. Big Train wins 7-3. Big Train line score 7 runs, 11 hits, 1 error made. They stranded 9. The Aces 3 runs on 6 hits, an error, and they stranded 12, including 2 in each of the final 3 innings. That'll do it for Quincy Bell, Jackson Corcoran, stepping in for Gibson Hurt as our producer, and everyone else who makes this product work. I'm Elliot Brooks-Rubin saying thanks for watching, and come back in about 45 minutes for Game 2, where it'll be the same commentator duo.
12 runners left on base.
Scorebug.
12 runners left on base.